These delightful little American tree sparrows are arriving in the area now in November, and they're going to be sticking around all winter long, so we can enjoy them right up until late March or early April next spring when they head back north. By the way, they come from the high Arctic. That's where they nest right along the edge of the tree line, and that's where they kind of spend the summer. But they like to winter down here in northern Iowa, luckily. As far as identification features go on the American tree sparrow, they don't have any streaks on their breast like some sparrows do. They do have a little dark central spot. You can kind of see it here. A rich colored chestnut cap and then a bicolored bill, dark on top and yellow down below there. American tree sparrows like weedy areas, so the more weeds the better. So what kind of looks weedy and kind of maybe should be mowed to us looks like home to an American tree sparrow. So if you want those birds around, don't cut down your weed patches for sure. They subsist on those weed seeds during the winter months, and that's where you're going to find them. Sometimes they will come into our feeders, especially like during a blizzard, but otherwise they kind of like to be out in the open. So watch for the American tree sparrows, again, out in the open country this winter. This neat little pied-billed grebe nests here in the driftless region during the summer season. You can find them then in the Mississippi River backwaters or inland marshes where there's lots of thick weeds for them to kind of hide in to build their nest. But they like to dive under the water and catch small fish like minnows to eat. They're not as big as a duck, though they can sometimes remind you of a duck when you see them swimming in the water. But they can dive under the water and stay under there quite a while. They're called a pied-billed grebe because during the breeding season, they will get a really black ring around that pale bill there. But during the kind of the winter season now, that ring pretty much disappears. This pied-billed grebe here is probably going to end up down along the Gulf Coast of Louisiana, Mississippi or Alabama, somewhere in that area. But they're going to be sticking around until the water probably freezes over. So we've got maybe another week or two to try to spot a pied-billed grebe. Most shorebirds have departed the driftless region now as we move toward the end of November. But sometimes a few of these hardy greater yellowlegs stick around right until the frozen ice forces them south. By the way, these greater yellowlegs nest up in pretty much the same area as that American tree sparrow, kind of right along the edge of the tree line in far northern Canada there. As far as the wintering locations go, it could be on the Gulf Coast, kind of where the grebes go, or they could even make their way all the way down into Central America, where they'd feed on some, maybe again in marshy shoreline areas in those warmer habitats there. Greater yellowlegs like to eat little invertebrates that they pick out of the water with that long bill. And of course, the greater yellowlegs gets its name from the fact that they have some really long and bright yellow legs. So if you happen to be, especially over in the Mississippi River backwaters now around Thanksgiving time, if things aren't frozen over, see if you can spot a greater yellowlegs.